Das. So I am a working professional. I have over 3+ years of experience in software engineering field, both in front end and back end. So I participated in this hackathon by Capital One in this agricultural theme. So I am a solo participant in my team. So now I'll give you a small demo in my application. So my application is deployed on this Vercel server. So I have already given this link in my chat submission section. So on hitting this URL, you land in this landing page. So now I'll go through some a quick feature before we interact with our chat model. So now let's get started. So here we have to create our own account first, so that like we can onboard the user. Okay, so we have to give a phone number of the user. So now let's quickly give the phone number of the user. Okay, so now before I hit send OTP, so this is integrated with Twilio, but right now I have disabled it. So you will not receive any OTP on this mobile number. You have to use this small OTP, dummy OTP as 1234, right? So let me put 1234. Let me verify the OTP. Okay, so now this user is inside my profile setup. So now I have to give the username. So let me give the username. Let me paste it over here. Let me give the state as Punjab. Let me give the district as this. Let me give the village name. Okay, so now this user is belongs to this village. Now here the user needs to give some custom crop what he is growing. Okay, so now let me quickly give the crop name with the local name. So basically I have set a few instruction already shared in my project submission section. There you can directly uh, refer to this instruction and some sample prompt as well. Okay, water requirement is medium. This is also medium. My soil type is this. My expected yield is around 4 to 5 tons per hectare, and my market price is 20 to 100. Okay, so now I've added this crop. Now let me add one more crop, so that our AI agent will access to multiple types of crop. Okay, so let me give this crop name. Let me give this local name as this. Let me give this as 140. Let me give this water requirement as high. Pest resistance is also low. Soil type, let me quickly give the soil type. Let me give a expected yield of 15 to 20, and my market price is 6,500. This is one crop, another crop. Let me add one more crop also. I know this will take some time, but it will be helpful for our demo as well, right? This is also 120. Water requirement is high. Pest resistance is also medium. My soil type is this. Expected yield is around 25 to 30 quintals, and my current market price is 1800. Okay, so let me add the crop. Let me hit next. So here basically I am taking another 2-3 things. This is for my future reference, internet access, and my farming experience also I have given as an intermediate 3 to 5 years, and preferred language is English. Now let's get started. Okay, so once you hit let's get started, you will land in our dashboard page. So here you will access for the first time, you will access for this location service, so that we can fetch your current weather based on your location. So as we know, this user is belongs to some other section, but right now I am in some other section as I am giving this demo. So that's why it's not possible to get the latitude and longitude and to fetch the weather in a real time. Okay, so this is our dashboard. This is our weather information with 3-day forecast. These are some starting things. These are my crops, and these are some seasonal crops I have added. These are some agriculture resource. On clicking over here, user will go to some government website, but there is one more active one, market price. So on hitting market price, I am calling the live market price API from the government website data.government.in, and based on my current state I belongs to, I'm calling the market price. So let's say this user belongs to Punjab, so that's why I'm calling this API with the state as Punjab. Okay, these are some additional feature. Now let me close this. This is also static. This emergency contacts, these are also static. Okay, so this is in our dashboard page. So here also user can select multiple types of language over here, and on hitting any language, let's say on hitting Hindi, it's now translated in Hindi. Okay, so yeah, this is it on the translation side. Sorry. And on clicking over here, we are giving three options to delete the user's account, to log out from the application, one more is setting. So this setting is also same as we have seen in the profile setup page, right? So this if the user wants to change something in his profile, so user can add or add or update or delete any crop from his profile, right? So now we'll go to some add some query, sample query in our chat interface, right? Okay, so now we are in chat interface. So here if you see in chat interface, we are giving this instant charts option, or by the time user will give some query, get some answer, by creating one specific session, I'm processing those charts for a user. In future, user can use those as a reference, right? So here also on the top header, if you can see, I am already showing the weather also over here, and there is one more feature, plants disease detect. For this also, we'll came also like how this plant disease detect is working, right? So now let me put some sample prompt over here. Let's see what sort of response we are getting. Okay, now let's hit send. Okay, so before it's giving us some response, first it will go through our RAG model, where I've already fed around 10,000 plus records from multiple datasets. A few datasets are from two datasets are from Kaggle FAQ dataset, related to agriculture only, and another 3 years dataset 23 to 2025. Those datasets are from government website, and those are related to Kisan call center query. Those are also like a FAQ dataset only. Okay, so now we have received our response, and you can see uh, we are getting a confidence of 95%. Okay, and if I'll show you my sample response, what I have received from my API. Okay, so this is the API. You can see these are some sample payload I am sending, and this is what the query I had sent over here. Okay, and if I show you my preview section, I can see in my data I'm getting all my charts. This is my answer what I am rendering in this section, and these are some relevant context. These relevant context I have got from my RAG model, my from my vector DB, sorry, not my RAG model, through my RAG model from my vector DB, from those 10,000 plus records, right? And based on that, it got some sample context, and from Gemini, we using this sample context, I'm getting some uh, getting the response. Okay, and here these are let me put this aside. Okay, so these are my some sample suggestions also. User can continue his work based on these sample suggestions as well, right? So now I'll put some query in Hindi, let's say, in multi-language, how our model is giving response. Okay, so now I put some query in Hindi. Now let's see what sort of response we are getting. Okay, so you can see we have received a good response in Hindi only, and we are getting a 95% response. Okay, you can read over here. Okay, so yeah, so these are some sample query, but now we'll try to get some answer which may be irrelevant. Okay, maybe related to those like those query. Maybe in our vector DB we don't have any specific knowledge about that. So I have prepared one query. So what I want to do, I want to know some past data related to, let's say, uh, related to some scheme, government scheme, right? And let's say I want to know around 2002 to 2004. Okay, so this is what the query user wants to ask. Let's see. I am hoping like I should get a weak confidence result, right? So let's see. So we know like this sort of data we don't have in our vector DB, right? So maybe we'll receive some less confidence result. So you can see we received a confidence result of 65%, right? So here also we can see, okay, so somehow it's giving us some response but lesser confidence, right? Now let's try with some another query. Let's see what sort of confidence I'm getting. Okay, these are all sample query, I just found out somewhere, so that's why I'm putting it over here. I just wanted to try like if I'm getting some uh, weak confidence result. Okay, here confidence is around 20%. Okay, so yeah, very specific scientific question what he is mentioning. And yeah, as an agriculture you can see in our FAQ knowledge. Okay, current knowledge base does not contain. So here you can see in our current knowledge base this specific information is not at all exist, right? So that's why it's giving us a very lesser confidence result. Okay, so yeah, I think this is on the chat interface side. Now quickly see how our plant disease detection is working. Okay, so now if the user wants to detect some plant disease, here he can upload the image. So now I need to pass some sample image what I have prepared, and let's say this is my sample rice. Okay, so this is one of the rice image, and I'll select my crop type also. Okay, now I'll hit analyze. Let's see what sort of result we are getting. It's analyzing our image. Okay, so now we have received our response. It's giving us the detected disease. Okay, the description of the disease and the types of treatment we should do for this disease. And next thing is the weather context, and these are some recommendation what it's giving us. Okay, so yeah, you can see it's giving us a good confidence result over 80, around 85%. Okay, so now I'll close this. So here you can see the same plant disease query also we are saving it inside our DP. If the user wants to see, then he can come click over here. He can see what was the diagnosis and all, and he can see the history or like what are different types of analyze he has done till now. Okay, so yeah, so this is in like in our current application side. So now the next thing is like how like user will how our application will behave in a lesser bandwidth, like lesser network bandwidth. Okay, so that let me simulate that also. Let me give a lesser bandwidth. So now you can see I have received one alert, slow 2G connection detected, right? So if user will expand this, we are giving some sample description. Okay, and uh, till now user can see some extra things in the UI. Here you can showing like you have limited access, and here also we are showing the we have you have limited access, and here we are specifically mentioning response time will take some time to fetch. So how our API will behave right now? So our API will behave almost similar, but we'll get the response in a streaming format. And how our model will store like our model will give us the response in a streaming format, but how we will persist those response in a specific session. So that time our queue service will take into picture, and in each 5 second it will check like if there is an active response, then it will simply save that session in a already created session, like based on user. So let's say I am in this session, right? So if the user is in this session, that means already one session ID is created. So now what I'll do, I'll give some sample query over here. So let me give a sample query. Okay, I'll hit send. Of course, like we have a lesser bandwidth internet, so response will take some time to fetch. So let's see. how we are receiving the result. Okay, it's loading. It's loading. Okay, we have received the response. You can see. So right now I am not showing any suggestions and any confidence. Only I just want to keep the user interactive in my application. So that's why in a lower bandwidth, user will simply get the response, and it will this response will go to in a queue, and my queue service will take care how to save it for this particular session, right? So, and one more thing, if you observe on top here, I have removed like hiding the plant disease detect. I am only giving limited access, so that means user can simply come over here, add his query and get some response. Okay, so now if user will refetch it on clicking over here, we are again refetching my recent charts. So now I can see my recent charts are operated with the correct 10 messages. Okay, okay, now I'll go back, and yeah, I think I have covered small like so much things. And the next thing is like, okay, one more thing here also, from the recent charts you can click over here, get the diagnosis result, and if you click over here you can directly go to the specific chat. It's selected, that one. Okay, this is also selected, so this is also working. Okay, now we'll see how our PWA is behaving. Okay, so now you can see I have already installed this PWA. Okay, so if I open in this app, you can see this is my PWA application, and I am also seeing the similar kind of layout because this is the same application, and here also it's showing me you have a slow 2G connection detected. So let's say uh, you are currently offline, right? So if you are completely offline, that means we are showing over here like you are currently offline. You are also giving some alerts over here, and if you still go to this thing, still you can see or read this all this query, your past query, right? So as this is a PWA, so whatever we have seen in our current view, those things are already cached. So that's why we can currently see all these records. You can click over here, you can see these things. Even though you are offline, still you can see this, right? Cool. So let me come online first. Okay, so now I am back with the online. Okay, now I'm back online. Okay, I think this is it in our application. I've almost covered most of the things, and the next thing is like if you want to delete your application, just hit delete my account, hit OK, and now your account is completely deleted from our device. So yeah, this is it from the AI agent side on the agriculture sector. One more thing I wanted to show. So as I have used Extra for my vector database, so this is my Extra dashboard where you can see this is one of my collection I have created over here. And if I go inside my collection, genkit underscore inside my database, not collection, genkit underscore AI, and you can see it's already crossed 11,000 plus records, right? What I have feed inside my vector DB. And if I go inside this collection agri underscore AI, so now you can see these are all my records. Okay, so you can see this is my vector embedding, and this vector embedding is created on this content. Okay, and if I'll scroll little bit, you can see what sort of metadata I'm storing for this specific content, right? It includes topic, language, from which source. So the source are basically three types of source. One is this FAQ underscore v2. The other source might be some FAQ, and FAQ v2 is basically I have feed like two types of FAQ dataset from Kavkar, so that's why I've given the other one as a FAQ underscore v2, and one is from call center data. So I think yeah, this is it on the vector database side. Okay, so yeah, that's it on the demo side. Thank you everyone. Excited to meet you all in the final, and it was a good time with such types of hackathon. Good amount of learning what I have got. So thank you, Capital One. Thanks everyone.